We start here this hour. Jacob Zuma's corruption case is back in the High Court in Pietermaritzburg, but the former president will not be in court today. Judge Koen postponed the case in May. It was to give the president of the Supreme Court of Appeal time to consider Zuma's reconsideration application. He wanted lead prosecutor Billy Downer removed from the case, accusing him of bias. eNCA reporter Pule-Letshwiti Jones is watching the case and joins us now. Good morning, Pule. What are we expecting in court today? We do understand that the former president will not be present.
Definitely, we're expecting both the defense and, of course, the state to actually table a bit of arguments to see whether it will be feasible to actually continue with the 15th of August being set as the trial date. But, of course, we know this matter is coupled with a lot of challenges, which, of course, includes the recent application dismissed by the Supreme Court of Appeal to have the lead prosecutor, Billy Downer, recused. We then saw a move from the president's legal team, former president's legal team, who have appealed that matter before the Constitutional Court, and we're still waiting for that outcome. And secondly, there's still that matter of the certificate which was obtained from the National Prosecuting Authority to try and privately prosecute Billy Downer in this matter. Of course, that move being launched by the former president's legal team. So we have two outstanding outcomes there, and this could, perhaps, of course, have Mr. Judge Koen decide to actually postpone this matter to next year if these two outcomes are not resolved. So those are the challenges that these two legal minds will be faced with today, of course, being the state and the defense, and hopefully we'll be getting some bit of clarity and direction thereof as to what is the next step the court, or rather the High Court in Pietermaritzburg, will be taking from there.
All right, so purely today is more administrative than anything. We're just trying to establish if those matters from then have indeed been resolved, for them to get now a legitimate date, or a date that they can honestly state that now court can resume.
Yeah, definitely. Those are just administrative issues that will be looked into, and we'll try to see if they can be ironed out. But one must look at as well how the former president has been fighting tooth and nail to try and avoid going to trial, and therefore some of these fight-back tactics that have been, of course, submissive before the High Court. And, when we speak to legal analysts, they've actually dubbed some of the former president's moves as delayed tactics to try and avoid getting into the trial matter before it commences. And we know that the former president has been quite vocal about the integrity of the state prosecutor, who he says as well is compromised to be actually participating in this matter on the basis that he is accusing him of having leaked out his medical records to the media, and therefore believes that the case will be compromised if it were to go into trial. And that's why we've also seen how his legal team has obtained that certificate from the NPA to try and go the private prosecution way and see if they can win thereof. But we spoke to a legal analyst thereof who quite unpacks this matter for us, and we can perhaps maybe just lend an ear to what he had to say regarding this issue.
There's been no precedent in South Africa saying that a prosecutor has been prosecuted for other things cannot participate in another matter that they are closely linked with. Case in point, the advocate Billy Downer and Mr. Jacob Zuma's trial. So at the end of the day, I think that may be an application that will be brought. But the most important question that the court will have to answer is it going to impede the integrity of this particular prosecution? The answer would be no, and that defense would be, if the court goes in advocate Billy Downer's favor, look at what the highest post in the land has said. They said it was okay, continue, go and prosecute. He has full charge to prosecute. All they have to do is to answer to those particular questions.
All right, Pule, we'll leave it there for now. Thank you very much for that update. That's reporter Pule-Letshwiti Jones.